Emily Knowles here with Zenergy Health Club and Spa. Thank you so much for watching. I am so excited to bring this video to you because this video is for two types of people out there. One are the people who have been taking BodyPump maybe even for years and you think you are doing everything right. I'm gonna help you brush up on some of your technique. And then for another group of people who are thinking about taking a BodyPump class. Maybe you are intimidated, you're not sure if this class is for you. BodyPump is for everybody, and I think you're gonna love it. So please take a BodyPump class. If you're new to any group fitness class, always please tell the instructor that you are new and we will take good care of you. BodyPump is a very popular class worldwide. It is put out by the parent company Les Mills, so you can always check out lesmills.com, LESMILLS.com. They put out a lot of programs, but BodyPump is their most popular one worldwide. You can find BodyPump in any major city and small towns. So BodyPump is a group fitness setting where you are lifting weights together to the beat of the music. It's so fun. So it's a strength training class. And we have some equipment, so I'm going to show you a few of the basics. Those of you who have taken BodyPump forever, hang in there because we're going to brush up on some technique here in a second. But let me just show you the setup if you are going to be new. We do use a bench. So we have a bench top and at least 2 risers on each side. You could have 3 if you want it to be a little taller. We use that not to step up and down off of, but to lie down when we're working chest. We use it for push-ups, we use it for some of the triceps, but it's mostly for sitting and lying down on. So that's that. Don't worry, you haven't walked into a step aerobics class. And then we have our pile weights and our smart bar. Not every gym has a smart bar, but if your gym does have a smart bar, so cool, because you just slide the weights on and off. When you are putting your weights on, you don't have to touch the lever, you just slide them on, they click in and they're secure. When you're ready to take weights off, or you're just changing weights, you pull the red lever and then you can slide the plate off. So we have got a couple sizes of weights. We have the little bitty ones. You want 2 of everything. If it's your first class, I would take 2 of the small ones, 2 of the medium ones. The large ones are 11 pounds, and as you take more and more classes, you'll know exactly what you need. But the first class you take, you are totally guessing on the weight, and I would go light. And if you have not been here in a while, go light. You don't have to kill yourself in your first class. I'm just gonna load smalls and mediums on both sides. And throughout your BodyPump class, you're gonna be changing the weight. So in between every track or every song, we actually stop the music and we readjust our weights depending on what body part we are focusing on. Okay, the first track we do is warm up. So we do a lot of different moves just to get warmed up. So since it's the warm up, even if it's a hot summer day and you're coming in hot, your muscles are cold. So you definitely don't want to load it up crazy on the first song. So when we go into set position, which is the first thing that we do once our weight is loaded and the music, we've pressed play, we're gonna bend our knees to pick up the weight. Remember, no straight leg lifts here. We bend the knees, chest is up, to pick up the weight. All right, so set position, what is that? We talk about that a lot in class. The heels are directly under the hips, the toes are slightly turned out. Your grip is thumb distance away from your leg. So once you've measured that, wrap your thumbs around, and then we usually have you do a big shoulder roll to set the shoulder blades down and back for our first move, which is usually a deadlift. So we tip at the hips, we hinge at the hips, we slide the bar, it's actually brushing my legs down to the top of the knees, and then we squeeze the back of the legs, hips and glutes to bring ourselves back up. So from the side, we push the hips back. Think of pushing your tail to the back of the room, chest is forward, and then we come up. What we usually see wrong here is people locking out their knees and or rounded backs, and they're caving as they come forward and then coming back up. We want to have some soft knees, push the hips back, tip at the hips, slide right down to the knees, and back up. And even though we say it over and over, we're still seeing people down here, rounded backs, and then coming back up just to the kneecaps and keep a flat back. So important. Another thing that goes wrong with a deadlift is you might come down, look all great, and then when you come up, you hang in your hips, you hang and crush your low back, and your hips are forward of your shoulders. No good, terrible for the low back. So make sure you go down and you come up, you squeeze the back of your legs, you keep them squeezed, and you bring the hips directly into the shoulders rather than forward of the shoulders. Okay, that's our deadlift. We do that a lot throughout class. Our second track is a squat track. So it will probably change the weight on the bar. If you're new, you're probably gonna keep it light, and that's okay. So you bring the bar up over your head and you set it on your shoulders. And what is very key here is that you do not let the bar touch the back of your neck and rest against the back of your neck. Instead, roll it back a little bit so it feels like it's more on the back side of your shoulders. Elbows forward helps keep your chest up, and we'll tell you all these things, but it's just good to have some time to think about, have I been doing these moves correctly, and can I brush up and tighten up my technique a little bit to get better results out of my moves. So when we squat, we sit back like there's a chair behind us. Imagine touching the chair with your bum and then pushing into the heels to come back up. So again, we're not rounded, we're not caving, our knees are not coming forward of our toes. So make sure chest is up, abs are in tight, and then we sit back, we push into the heels, the knees go out just slightly, and then we come back up. Typically, we are in a mid stance, which is a little bit wider than the hips, and then sometimes we'll heel toe wider. We'll tell you if we're doing wide squats, but those are the basics about the squats. Okay, now let's talk about in the back track. We're not gonna go over every single move that we do in Body Pump. These are just typically the ones that are done incorrectly. We wanna really help you guys do this right. Okay, so that you take care of your body and you work your muscles in the right way. Okay, so in the back track, we do clean and press. So we bring the bar up, we catch, elbows are forward, then we press overhead, then we catch again in that same spot, and then it's a quick flip, get your elbows up, and keep it close to your body on the way down. So a quick side view is bring it up close to the body, catch, elbows forward, press, catch in that same spot, and then close to the body on the way down. So close to the body on the way up, close to the body on the way down. We don't heave it out away from us, press overhead, and then let it swing way out again. But we see that all the time. So really, it's an upright row, and then a catch, and then an overhead press, and then catch in the same spot, and then just reverse the upright row and come down. So it's a quick flip, and get your elbows forward. So important. We're still seeing so much of that overhead and then swinging out. What else? Let's talk about lunges. Lunges can be very difficult, so always feel free to use no weight. Whether we're holding, we might hold a plate at our side sometimes, we might have a plate here, or we might be using the barbell. So I'm gonna show you with the barbell. So just like squats, you wanna put it on the back of your shoulders, not touching the back of your neck, and when you set up for a lunge, make sure you take a long step back. If you take a short step back, you will inevitably push into your knees, and we want to be saving our knees on a lunge and really working our muscles. It's 10 times harder to do it correctly, but you'll get so much more out of it. So you're upright, your shoulders right over your hips, knees bend, back of the knee, or back knee goes straight down, and then you push back up. So really your focus is on pushing into the front heel. And again, just like squats, we're not trying to come forward. We're trying to go down and then back up, but we're still seeing rounded backs. We're still seeing knees coming forward. So we want to stay upright, chest forward, elbows forward, helps keep the chest lifted, abs are braced tight, back heel is high, and we just go straight down and back up. And like I said, feel free to do it with no weight and just practice. Okay, so we talked about clean and presses, we talked about squats, we talked about lunges, we talked about deadlifts. I want to talk about one more thing, and that is our shoulders. So many of us have shoulder issues. We want strong shoulders, but we want to be able to take care of our neck at the same time. We've got a lot of different shoulder moves for you. Sometimes we're doing side raises, sometimes we're doing upright rows, sometimes we're pressing overhead. front raises, all different moves. But this is what I want you to hear today, is that when you're working your shoulders, let me just show you side raise. You need to keep your neck relaxed and long and keep your shoulders down as you do your shoulder move. So whether it's a side raise like this, or it's an overhead press, and we might be using the barbell, or we might be using free weights, you don't get to bring your shoulders up and strangle yourself. So that's bad for your neck, and it builds your traps. So we already carry a lot of tension here. We want to sculpt the shoulders and keep the shoulder blades down rather than everything coming up. So watch yourself in the mirror. If you're in a class that has a mirror in front of you or to the side, look at yourself. Be critical of your form to make it better. Watch for a long neck. Watch to make sure your eyes are forward. You're not looking down as you're doing your exercises, because that pulls your posture forward. We want to be upright, eyes forward, chin level to the floor. Let's take care of our necks. Let's take care of our low backs. Let's work our core, so we want to keep everything braced here as we're doing all our moves. Whether it's an upper body move or a leg move, we brace our abs. So if you've got any more questions, please ask your instructor, ask me, comment below. Make sure you don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the next video. But Body Pumpers, we love you. We are passionate about teaching you Body Pump. Those of you who have never taken a Body Pump class, please come, tell us you're new. We will help you get set up. Those of you who have been here for 10 years, we're gonna still harp on you for good form. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in class. Bye.